on, Ethan, options. Yes, Daniel.
It's stretched out to grow.
Stretched, I don't think stretched is quite as nice as reached. Any others that you want to volunteer, Maya? So maybe we leave reached. You can still kind of see it there. But sees is good. I'm going through that with you because that's the process you must go through yourself. If you want the strongest, most evocative, effective story, you have to check all your words. Is this the best one? Doesn't mean you're going to change every one of them. But it's cold. I love this. Are they hands though?
Claws.
Isn't it? Oh, claws. And then we get more alliteration. Claws. You could have tentacles if you want. It's your creature. You can have whatever you want. Cold, clammy claws. Okay, it reached out to seize her with its cold, clammy claws.
I think that ends.
That should be a butt.
I agree. Let's regroup. But failed to grasp anything except, now we can't use but here twice, can we? And you're not going to do it, are you? No. What are we going to replace that with? Except. So let's get rid of that and go except. Okay, now. Cold, cold. We love the alliteration here, so we're going to change this one. What are we going to make it, Ben?
Freezing.
That's not
Freezing?
Frosty.
Frosty.
The liquid nitrogen.
Yes. Yes. What about this one?
Frigid.
Frigid. Any of those. You can't have cold, all right? Anything except maybe you have brittle, frigid night air. You can have two, but you can't have too many adjectives. Don't go overboard with them. Can you see that we have created a lot of atmosphere? It's taken a long time, Ethan, it's taken a long time to do it.
How many drafts do you want us to have in our stories?
You should have at least 5, at least. Because the first time you write, you're just vomiting everything on the page. There'll be no, punctuation won't be right. You'll just be using all these boring verbs for sure. And then you go through and you systematically improve, polish. I think at least 5. Okay, all Rachel could do was stand there in horror. That's okay, isn't it? But can we strengthen it? What about horrified, because we like the word horror. Horrified, she stood dead still. Now dead matches really nicely with the fact that she's in a cemetery. I could have said horrified, she stood motionless. Or horrified, she stood still. Or horrified, she froze. Maybe froze. Because froze is nice because we're talking about how cold. Get the idea? So again, we don't need all those words. We can sharpen it. But finally, I don't really like but at the start of a sentence. If you can rearrange it, that would be good. But finally, comma, something knocked some sense into her. I'm glad you used that awful cliche. I'm going to box it. And I'm going to write down here in red, no cliches ever. Ever. That's how much I hate them. They are despicably, dreadful, dastardly. I'm trying to come up with another D word. Deadly. Word, phrase, strategy. So, how are we going to fix it? But finally,
Was it better? The cliche, you better run like the wind.
I didn't get that.
It's not better, man.
run like the wind is a cliche.
Exactly.
Well, that's the
I think that's the joke.
A breeze is too gentle.
She ran like
Ran
a
like
gale.
a gale.
Doesn't sound right, does it?
She was lost in the patio.
Now that we've had some fun with our cliches, let's get back to the task at hand. Knock some sense into her. What is it we are really trying to say, Renee?
Instead of saying something knocks some sense, you could say what actually knocks some sense. And so, like maybe the wind whipped her face and she was just like, oh.
Now I have to move. Yes, you could do that. Absolutely, you could do that. Come on! Options.
You can do reported thought of realizing.
Yes. Reported thought is awesome. Reported thought. If you were Rachel, what would you most likely be thinking? You might have a swear word in mind, which you wouldn't say.
Whoa, language.
Daniel.
Fear for her life.
It's too soft. You need to be more direct. Our last sentence is horrified. She stood dead still.
But the picture of death snapped her back to reality.
Yes, you can have that picture
And
of
then it
death.
looks some
The
sense
thought of death.
Or the image of death. Come on, I want to write something in there though. We're not moving on until we... Yes, we've had some options. Oh, what other options? There's so much you can do. If we want to use reported thought, horrified, she stood dead still. What was she doing? Wouldn't she naturally be thinking, why am I still standing here? And you could actually have that. Why was she still standing there? Patty. Oh, sorry. Ben first and Patty.
After what was she doing? Shouldn't that be a question mark?
Yeah, it is a question mark, but it's a very messy one. Thank you. Yes.
You could do reported thought, like she was just saying, she thought, run, come on, move, run, come, run. And then,
Yes.
Like, it gets it like, it gets it like, at the end, it gets, in capitals, so she's just like.
You can't use block capitals.
Oh, okay.
Never.
Well, with an exclamation mark.
Okay, so let's go then. Run, Rachel. Run. 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 You know how we talk to ourselves in third person sometimes?
Yes.
So, listening. Let's look at what we've got so far. Let's see if it's an improvement. Rachel shivered as she furtively glanced around the creepy cemetery. Something was watching her. Goosebumps crept across her skin as uneasiness flooded her senses. Crack! Instantly snapping around, she stuttered, who's there? Hello? Anybody? Then suddenly, out of nowhere, a creature that Rachel couldn't quite describe lunged at her. Half man, half thing, and completely nightmarish. It reached out to seize her with its cold, clammy claws, but failed to grasp anything except the brittle, frigid night air. Horrified, she stood dead still. What was she doing? Why was she still standing there? Run, Rachel! Run, run, run! And flipping on her heels, she bolted. Yes, Ben.
Does the monster thing have any eyes? Because she was standing still when it lunged at